the button to do the intro, then it fucks up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 78. I don't know, the intros get all fucky on this thing. We're still learning new software here, folks. But, okay, yes, we'll get everybody on the screen here. Jeez, feels like, show me!
My God, he couldn't wait the 10 seconds to get the intro finished.
I know, right?
Welcome, one and all, to a very special live at the Chicken Coop edition. Folks, we are here. It is happening. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, and the invading lord of the Scottish Highland. I have crossed the great river Missouri, and I am here to invade the Chicken Coop and the kingdom of all Iowegians. And I am here, folks. My kingdom grows by the day. Big bucking empire. Our empire grows by the day. Thank you for being here, folks. Give us a like, a share, a subscribe, and we have got a lot to get into tonight. And with all that I have yet to say, we go over to
Jesus.
Yeah.
Tony G. How are we doing this evening?
Tony fucking G, the blend master, and oh God, I thought there was something else. Oh, hang on.
What's he got?
Oh, that's right. The 9-time champion, Tony fucking G. He wanted me to come get in person, and I did. Because that's the kind of champ that I am.
Champ.
9-time champ.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Why is it doing that?
It's the show so nice, we gotta
Intro it twice.
Come
Yes.
on, folks.
No, it's my stupid little thing. All of a sudden, now that we're live, it doesn't want to work right. So.
What are you gonna do, folks? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But so, folks, we are here. We are together. We are in the Chicken Coop. This has been a long time coming. Chicken's been wanting us to come on over, and we figured we should. And what would be a more appropriate time than when Chicken was like, "No, you know what? I'm gonna keep this belt here in Iowa." So Tony's like, "That's it. We're going to Iowa." So, yep, the champion, the RWP championship is on its way back to Nebraska, folks. All of the denizens of the web, do not worry. The world is at least set on a slightly more correct path because the RWP championship is on its... Now, Chicken, you put up a valiant effort. You finally broke your Sasha Banks-like tendency of not being able to defend championships. It happened to me a few times.
That's cold. That's cold.
Ice cold.
It is what it is, my man. It is what it is. But, WrestleMania is coming up.
We got to plan this trip.
And the less people that are actually in the crowd at WrestleMania, the more that seems to actually help and benefit you. So, something to keep in mind on that.
I am your COVID champ. Yes.
Yeah. So we will see what happens because we've still got a couple of pay-per-views coming down the pike, but definitely check that out at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, where you can see all of the things that are coming up. We just had Elimination Chamber. We've got, 3 more pay-per-views between now and WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's like 40 days away, so at least 3 pay-per-views.
At least. There's one that's a week before WrestleMania, and we'll definitely be there for that, but also go to RWP.
Oh, Fastlane?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Then
There's the one that
AEW is
doesn't
gonna have
matter.
one in
I
there,
always jokingly call that one speed bump.
Yeah.
It's not Fastlane, it's just a little speed bump to WrestleMania.
So now that everybody's tuned out already...
Are you kidding me, Tony? They are getting to hear the sweet summer sounds of the voice of Phil KOE and the devilishly handsome face. So that, we're getting viewers by the second, and just so you know, because the KOE Nation is such a tech-savvy audience, if you're seeing one viewer on a platform, that means that there's several thousand that are gathering through a proxy party at the moment, just so more can see it, because we're just the most... Every one of us in the Dog and Chicken Show, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, or KOE Nation, is the most beautiful, erudite, intelligent, handsome, and most up-to-date and well-informed audience in all God's creation. And so, of course, they'd be here to see more of this.
Can he
Come
start
on.
singing again? That was more tolerable.
Not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I wasn't being fucking serious.
Not unusual. You know, when you ask, what are you going to do? So, folks, we are here to discuss all the topics of the
What are we
day.
actually here to discuss? Because you've just been talking about wrestling, and then you verbally blew the entire audience. So congratulations on that.
Well, they had to know. They had to know, Tony.
I
They
thought they
didn't
would.
know. They didn't know how well they were appreciated, how much we love them all, and so we had to let them know, T. So there are some topics to discuss. There's been a few things that have happened this week, actually. Now,
think so.
most of them.
Uh-oh, Bernie's here. Did we get drinking words set up?
we have not yet. Let's.
I'm not going to be able to scroll them across here. We're using new software since we're here live. But how about we all pick one drinking word?
Okay, one drinking.
All right, I'll go last because I'm still thinking.
I'll definitely have to say Trump
Okay.
because I know it's coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, obviously, you really. It's strange. You can't, like, no one is capable of discussing
I know.
Biden without bringing up Trump. Their
Oh, I
brains
wouldn't
just
even get to
aren't
mention
able-
Biden.
It's the
but-
same. It's the same thing with not being able to not mention Obama. Like it's just coming back around now. 'Cause we're still saying thanks, Obama.
about to say-
Obama 3.0.
I was about to say,
in the
that
White
went
House.
out of vogue 3 years ago. What year is
No,
it?
it
Sheesh.
didn't.
Oh, we got damn! I forgot how full of shit Phil can be.
And who is that ridiculous ne'er-do-well?
the chords in the
Just David Grassman.
Oh,
Yeah.
you rapscallion ne'er-do-well, you. Now, let's be frank. You think I'm full of shit. You think I'm full of shit. Wait until you see that rapscallion ne'er-do-well, David Grassmate, trying to talk about how he has no good hand at all, and then he's got the pocket rockets underneath that. So, no. We're talking about rapscallion ne'er-do-wells.
Okay, so we got one drinking word, and it's Trump so far. Let's go with live, because you know that's going to be said a lot here, because we're live.
Bernie's
in person.
requesting stimulus too.
Okay, fine. Bernie gets to pick one. Stimulus it is.
All right.
Stimulus.
That is the super fan. If you're a super fan, you get to pick one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Stimulus and Trump and live so far. Phil, what you got?
Let's see. I'm thinking about going with strike. Yep,
God.
strike.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Good thing we got a whole bottle sitting there. All right. Here we go.
So, folks.
And Bernadette said Trump. Drink.
So starting.
It's gonna be a little harder to pay attention to the chat here. Man, the
So what
colors
was
just
your
don't
word,
match.
What?
What was your word?
Live.
Okay. So the Trump stimulus has gone live so we can see what goes on with the Syrian airstrike. Yeah!
Ah, you bastard. All right, let's see. Let's see if that helps. See
I
the
think I
chat
like
better.
this stuff.
Now, here's the fascinating thing, folks. So, literally, while Tony and I were on the way here, we heard that there was some development with the stimulus. Take a drink, folks.
Damn it, Phil.
I'm not sure exactly what it is. I've heard that one of the child tax credits got approved.
Yeah.
There's been some motion on it. It hasn't been signed by the president yet.
Let me see.
Well,
Yeah,
Biden.
my wife messages me on the way here and said, under current law, most taxpayers can reduce their federal income tax bill by up to $2,000 per child. The package moving through the House would increase the tax break to $3,000 for every child aged 6 to 17 and $3,600 for every child under the age of 6. The legislation also calls for the payments to be delivered monthly instead of in one lump sum. If the Secretary of Treasury determines that isn't feasible, then the payments are to be made as frequently as possible. All
Okay,
right.
interesting, but that's just through the House. Now, the fact that the House was able to get some kind of consensus on this, that's amazing. But let's be frank, the Senate hasn't even had its chance to lift its leg all over this thing. So that
Right.
we will see where that goes. But it was like a meme I sent you guys earlier. It shows Joe Biden, and he's Indiana Jones. And he's trying to slip up the $1,400 stimulus
He's got
check.
the bomb.
And he's replacing it with a bomb he's dropping on Syria. Like, yeah. And then there's also the Pawn Stars meme of like, I'd like a $1,400 check, and it's the Kamala and Biden behind the Pawn Stars desk. best I can do is bomb Syria. So yeah, that's where we are at on the stimulus, folks.
I see Tucker in the chat listening while doing deliveries for work. Welcome, Tucker. Been a while. Tucker was on here a couple times in the long ago in the COVID days.
$15 pay increase did not pass.
It did get put through on the House bill.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Yep.
We will see. Like I said,
it won't pass, but it did.
No.
It did make it to the Senate.
I was about
but
to say the Senate
dead on arrival.
Yeah, like you've got 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans, and you've got a Mitt Romney and a Joe Manchin in that Senate.
Right.
So, like, the idea that you're not going to be able to pass the most base milquetoast bill of a
Of those people you just listed, how many of them actually want to see that pass through?
You know, Joe Manchin is kind of just a flip the coin and who's donated more to his campaign that minute. And that'll be how, like, because there's times with Joe Manchin, I haven't been able to identify an actual principle that guy's put forward in decades. So, like, I don't know what to expect from him. Like, and, as somebody that's an advocate for Second Amendment rights, boy, we are not liking the fact that this is all riding on Joe fucking Manchin's opinion. On Burns TV, definitely check them out, folks. I was actually discussing the minimum wage topic, and it's something that I want you all to consider here, folks. And it was something I brought up there, and it's something I want you all to consider. In 1968, the minimum wage was set to $1.60 an hour, but that was under silver coinage. The dollar was legally defined as 1 troy ounce of silver, and if you were to actually adjust for the actual melting price, $1.60 would actually translate to about $42 to $43 an hour in wage that you were actually taking home and purchasing power. So, if you want to help the little guy, advocate for sound money. You want to fuck over the big times, advocate for sound money. That's how you actually, because you can raise the minimum wage as high as you like. There's no way that any gains you make aren't going to be inflated out from under you. So you have to have a sound money before you can really jockey for that one way or the other.
What I find fascinating the most is that this is actually coming to fruition as we're all, submitting our W-2s, getting our tax returns anyway. A lot of people paying in, a lot of people getting back right around this time when we're supposedly going to put through a massive stimulus package. So I think it's really... I'm really interested to see this thing...
I'm eating the comments.
Yeah, no shit. It's like fucking Pac-Man over here. But I'm really interested to see how this really impacts things long term. Everybody getting their money back at the same time, plus the stimulus money. It's going to have an effect somewhere at some point. Like people who needed money to make rent, they're finally going to get that through taxes or stimulus. And yes, I said it a bunch of times during.
Stimulus, a lot.
Not just that, but all this extra money coming in, things reopening. Like, could we see us as a society like just start going completely overboard because a lot of people have been cooped up for as long as they have, going just batshit and saying like, fuck it, we might get shut down again in a few months. Who knows at this point? COVID-20 might happen. Fuck it, let's go nuts. Let's spend all this money, not save it. Let's enjoy ourselves while we still can. Like, I could see this having like this massive effect, not in a good way necessarily. Like, I want to see things open back up. I really do, but damn, people might go absolutely nuts with this money coming in and things reopen. I'm really interested to see where we're at a year from now, because I think that's going to be what's really telling.
Yeah, for sure. You need more?
No. Such a good host with all the hospitalities that you'd ever possibly need. Yeah, that is a very interesting point you bring there, T. EU. Yes, this is the high-minded content you come to the Dog and Chicken Show for. But yes, Tony, whenever you give... Well, it's an old economic...
Austin Powers, where he bites the asparagus.
It's just one of those economic laws that wherever you give people free money, you will lock them into whatever behaviors they're currently doing.
Yeah.
And if there's somebody that doesn't make generally good decisions, they will be kind of locked into that. Sure. And so I do wonder what will be the wider implications of that. And yes, now giving everybody a $1,400 check, like... if we do it all at the same time, I'm really curious what the actual economic implications will end up being.
Yeah, I think that's what, because I think, you've probably got a lot of people who, again, they need to pay off some debt. They've probably accumulated over this, temporary thing. You got a lot of people who are just struggling to get by, a lot of people who lost their businesses, who need this desperately to get through. But there's also a lot of people who've been putting off big purchases because they know that something like this might be coming down the pike. Like, myself, right now, I'm like, do I just buy a new truck at this point? Because I've been dumping money into mine for fucking the last year. I could go out right now, I could take my tax return, I could take a stimulus, I could go buy a really nice truck and be set for 10, 15 years if I treated it nicely. I could do that. I'm probably not going to do that, but there's going to be a lot of people who do.
5.
Yeah, they're going to do something like that. And I think you're going to see that reflected in a lot of like the auto dealership, because a lot of money coming in, you're going to want to make a big purchase. Maybe you don't want to flesh it out on a bunch of stupid shit. Maybe it's something you really need. So I think a lot of car dealerships could see a big uptick in sales, but at the same time, Amazon's going to run out of inventory real fucking quick at this rate if everybody has this much money.
Yeah, I tell you what, with so he's really Jesus Christ, like,
Well, no,
he's like,
trying to read
I
the
look
comment
over,
thing.
he's like sneaking up on me. I'm like, yeah, it's like
They're
Biden's
bigger.
sniffing me over
They're
here.
bigger over there.
Yeah. So we got the chat up on 2 different screens. One's really small and one's bigger. So yeah, look my way, fellas. It's bigger over here. No, Jesus, I don't even know where I was going. Oh yeah. So like Biden like came out today and did this whole push of trying to talk the Senate into. It's a plea to, hey, pass my $1.9 trillion that 3% actually goes to COVID relief. But he's like begging, get this done, which it really wasn't a begging. I think it was more of a calling. We've seen this before. If you don't pass this, we're going to make it sound like Republicans blocked it.
Yeah.
That's
Boy, folks,
basically what's going to happen.
we're sitting in a very interesting, precarious position where we do have someone that is sitting in the office of 1400 Pennsylvania Avenue. We have someone that goes to the Oval Office every day and occupies the White House, yet we find ourselves without an actual leader. And that is a very scary point that we find ourselves. Because
Don't talk
Biden,
about Kamala Harris like
well,
that.
no, even Kamala, she's a very effective administrator, but she has no leadership capability.
Wow.
So that's where we are at right now, folks, is
You
we
don't
are
know
currently a
that.
nation without a leader.
You don't
She
know that.
couldn't lead people to give her one vote.
No, that's
so
what I'm saying, though. You
no,
don't know
she's
that.
got no leadership
Even Lindsey
capability.
Graham thinks already that Biden's not in charge. He's already saying, no, this is clearly not.
Well,
Joe
yeah,
Biden.
no, he's not in charge. Then yes, Kamala's a very competent administrator. She's a very competent when it comes to working backroom deals. When it comes to actually leading,
Which back room?
well, I'm just talking about the standard.
I'll
good
get
old
dirty
boy.
with it. I don't give a shit.
I'm just talking about
Giggity.
the good old boys from
Giggity.
California.
Yes.
Yeah, she's part of that good old boys club of California, and now she's the vice president of these United States. But no, I don't.
assume
I've never
their
seen
gender.
anything from her or Biden that really indicates leadership capability. Yes, they can occupy certain offices and they can fill some very big shoes that are way too big for their feet. But yeah, that's Lord Phil. Yes, you are true. You are right.
Said
Lead us. You are correct. The country does need a new leader. They need an extreme leader, and that is why in 2024, do the right thing. Vote extreme.
So-
Vote Phil KOE.
Okay, since we're all here in person and we're already talking about the 2024 election, is this you officially entering the race?
Oh, we've already had this
I have
conversation.
already
Well, I know, but we're
announced
not
and entered.
in person. I
I
feel like this
am
is
okay. Since you don't know, Tony. Since you know what? All right. check it out.
I already
Just
put
leave me
him
in the
up.
dark, I
I
guess, guys.
already put
See
him
this
up.
shit? Do you see this shit? They didn't even tell me we were doing suits tonight. You know, that's how the 9-time champ gets fucking treated around here. No respect.
That's because we bring class and dignity to the title.
Yeah,
and
and
you
I
don't,
bring
so.
winning, goddammit, winning.
And losing,
Right here.
not-
Since Tony
Yeah, you
does
lost
not know,
twice.
Tony,
I'm sorry
this
you
is
didn't have
me
the opportunity to
telling
lose
you
more.
to your face that I, Phil KOE, have announced my candidacy for the presidency of the United States of America.
I was hoping he'd say statesy.
Nope.
The candidacy for the presidency of the United States.
Yeah. Don't give me any ideas. That's
No. I already several weeks ago I said
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
starting the deplorable party, and
Right.
Phil I am putting you forward as our candidate for president in 2024.
Is that what we're going for? Because are we?
We can change the name. I'm not married
You're
to
not
it.
married to it, okay? Because I know in 2018 was it when we ran the last time?
Well, you ran me.
Yeah, okay.
There's still a Facebook group about that. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
There is. Yeah, we ran under the Extreme Party, so.
I'm not against the
I
Extreme
have
Party.
been the candidate for multiple parties that I have not even sought its nomination for, folks. The nation is desperate for Phil KOE. They need me to lead us to a better and brighter tomorrow. And you folks, you at home, can get in at the ground level and help us get there, folks. We are going to get to a better and brighter tomorrow.
Okay, hang on. Urasama, Tony couldn't be asked to dress up. Thinks he's better than us. I'm gonna suit every. You know what, dude? I did work in an office at one point where I wore a tie and even a belt. You know, a nice belt every day, and I looked too good.
A belt, a nice belt,
a nice belt with a tucked-in shirt and a tie.
Now, was it the championship?
Who wears a shitty belt?
I do to work every day now because I'm a fucking laborer.
My first belt was
with a pair
shitty.
of pliers on the side of it. But what I'm saying is I looked too good. It was overshadowing everybody else, so I had to, unfortunately leave that position.
You had to bring it down a little.
Yeah, I had to come back down and, really class up the working class with my beautiful mug. So you're welcome, Urasama. Otherwise, things might not be so peachy.
Now, I will say, I normally wear a 5.11 tactical gun belt now, and that thing,
I'm not surprised.
Worked marvelously for me for 2 years. I haven't had to do anything.
I'm glad you went down that road because the stimulus checks coming out, $1,400. Like everybody's like, I saw Bernie was gonna use it to put a roof on her house. Like people need this for shit they've been putting off or other bills that are piling up in some circumstances, or like you said, making an investment on your future with a vehicle or whatnot. I tell you what, like when I get it, I'm gonna be buying me some badass toys and guns because I can, and well, you might not be able to buy them here pretty soon the way it sounds.
We'll see how that goes.
You can buy all the toys, guns you want, but you're not going to be able to shoot them because you can't buy any ammunition for them. So that's...
Well, you're going to be able to make your own ammunition if they don't make it available pretty soon.
Yeah.
Chicken, when you're talking about I'm going to buy toys, I was reminded of an old blues song. I'm gonna sell the bitch's car and buy myself a cool guitar. Like, that's... I could see a lot of people do it. And they don't even have to sell nobody's car to do it. So that's actually... Now, when you're mentioning people are gonna do this, they're gonna get
Urasama.
What the fuck is this?
Urasama,
I'm a frat boy with a cowboy flair. And time to buy a $1,400 suit to wear while I watch. You don't have to go that. Okay, no, don't do that.
I was about to say, Urasama, you're going to go that cheap? I mean, come on. I kid.
Not just the purchasing of handguns and firearms with this extra money, but in Nebraska, they're kicking around the idea of not having to have a concealed carry permit to carry around a handgun.
There's actually several states that are talking about that right now.
Constitutional carry is the way to go for all 50 states.
I thought somebody just passed it actually, or it made it into vote. Like
I'm trying to think of what state it is.
It's going to make it onto their May ballot or some shit.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to think because it's already the case.
I just
in
heard it
South
today.
Dakota. It's already the case in Kansas,
Yeah.
and so us in Nebraska, we're already on two sides surrounded by it. So it's going to be the case in our state before too long.
Was it Indiana? That sounds like more likely.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We'll have to look that
Somebody
up.
in the comments let us know.
$2,000 suit.
Oh yeah,
but Biden lied to me.
Yeah, good point.
Had to cancel the vest. Just getting the pants and the jacket.
Now, if we can actually get to constitutional carry and all fit, like I've often told some folks who they're really anti-gun. It's like, so what do you gun guys want? And it's like, well, okay, you give us constitutional carry in all 50 states. You get rid of the NFA, the Hughes Amendment, and the Gun Control Act of 1968. Also, when you invalidate all red flag laws, and we'll just go away. The gun people go away at that point. If you do those four things, we won't even be here. We'll just go do other stuff. And so that's something to keep in mind. Like, constitutional carry is us going in the right direction, but we got a long way to go. Now,
I'm of a couple minds of this because I'd love to see everybody have all of their rights available to them as they should have them, without any hiccups. That's all. That's what we all want. But unfortunately, it's not all just, peaches and cream like Nebraska. Like, there's so many different states out there with way different cultures. Could you just turn these people loose and expect them to be careful with a firearm hidden up in their pocket or whatnot?
Tony, I'm sorry, you wearing those sunglasses and a hat, and I don't know if you're looking at me, if you're looking at Phil.
That's part of the mystery.
It's not a mystery.
I
I'm
should
just
have
like,
worn
is
the
this
yellow
motherfucker
glasses.
paying attention?
No, I'm not looking at you. Oh, I'm just looking at
Sorry.
myself.
You
Anyway,
can tell when I'm not. I'm just.
Yeah, well, that's true.
no, because you're just photobombing everybody's camera shot.
That's true. That's also true. It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
But this kind of goes back to a conversation I know you and I had where it's so important for kids to learn proper firearm usage at an early age.
Yep.
But you got to protect them from it too. Like you got to be responsible with your firearms, but introduce them into a way that they're going to be able to respect the weapon and not view it as you mentioned, unfortunately bad terminology, but a toy. But we're over the age we the difference between
They're
the
boom
two.
boom toys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you gotta find that happy medium. But damn, it would be nice if we could just have our rights and not have to jump through hurdles to have our standard rights that we've had for as long as we have been a country, right? So
I
it's
think,
not the same for every state for me.
right. I think the best way I heard it put. I'm gonna bring up Michael Malice again. His biggest thing with 2A is that he's lived in New York City where he's constantly in danger and he's not allowed to own a gun. And so you have a monopoly of police that are actually, sometimes helping perpetuate these crimes and making these crimes more prevalent because you're not allowed to carry. If there were guns there would be less crime in many instances.
Sure.
So now the police have become a monopoly in certain cities and states across this country, literally because you're not allowed to defend yourself against said crime.
Sure.
Now, in regards to, some states aren't, could this work in some states? We are still talking about the United States of America,
Yeah, I've used that
correct?
argument before.
And
Damn it, don't take my
the
word.
Bill of Rights applies to citizens of all
Absolutely.
50 states. I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
New York. I'm sorry, California. I'm sorry, New Jersey and Massachusetts. You don't get to pick and choose which amendments to our Constitution apply to your citizens or not. That's
Hold on, I gotta address this one real quick. God, Tony and Phil looking good in HD. They're not pixelated. Phil's like in sync with his words.
Can you see me dancing my pecs for you?
Oh, yeah. And Bernadette said stimulus. Drink.
No, I think you're right to an extent. Like, that's the thing. We are still one country. But the other side of that is we still do have individual states' rights, and we use that argument constantly when we talk about voting individually as states, and states should be able to set their own rules because we are individual states. You're right, we do fall under the same
states don't have the right to
Correct.
say that certain rights to our Constitution don't apply to their
If
citizens.
we go
They just
that
don't.
route and we went nationwide with it, the unfortunate effect is eventually it will thin itself out. If it's a problem in certain areas over other areas, like it would be in this area specifically, eventually it's going to sort itself out. But this is evolution. Laws are going to evolve, and eventually these problems sort itself out, or it becomes a big problem across the board.
Bernie said strike, and I think that's actually the argument for H.R. 127, which is Biden's gun proposal. Is he's trying to make nationwide laws that are going to strike down even the dumbest shit, like clips over 10, which is almost everything.
Everything.
The dude, okay, Biden doesn't know shit about guns. He's the guy that's like, you want to scare somebody off, just fire around with a shotgun, blow a hole in your roof. And
Exactly.
Like, it was like, dude, that's illegal. You can't do that.
No.
Like, it's not okay.
The people that he's one of the people that still thinks AR-15 stands for automatic rifle.
Yeah, assault rifle.
Assault rifle,
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, it's Armalite rifle. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna see how far HR 127.
127, I
Yeah,
think.
we'll see how far that gets. I think this is one of those you start off with a ridiculously far ask to see if you can negotiate it down to halfway to what you want. Because really what the Democrats want is to be able to say they got universal background checks. If they can get universal background checks...
You God, now what?
Just
imagine if he was flexing his pecs in a suit.
If I was wearing a suit, you wouldn't be able to see my titties.
Oh,
I
Lord.
might have an extra one.
I don't know if I fit into it. I've put on a
It
little
was
winter
back
weight.
when I was skinnier.
Oh, well. Gee, then I definitely won't fit.
Oh,
into
you
it.
might. You might.
Jesus.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But
I might just have to go get you one. I don't know if I can deal with this anymore. Boys, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna go get Tony a suit jacket.
Fine.
I'll be right back.
Yes, well, now welcome to the Phil KOE show, everybody, and Tony. And we are here to really dive deep into the topics of the day, and we're really just here to talk about how right Phil KOE is, and just pretty much every discussion that we've had and for the last 2 weeks, at least. Even in our side chats, just pretty much any show I'm on, pretty much Phil KOE is the definition of correct. There's really no way around that.
Urasama, government needs to realize that at a certain point protecting us is damaging us, but also I'm sure they know this and don't care. So that is part of it, because they're not going to do anything that doesn't benefit them in some way. They're not going to just do something out of the kindness of their heart to better our lives and not their own. The scale is always going to tip in their favor, and if they can get more out of it, then they'll do it. If they can't get more out of it, that's why these things fail. So until they can find a reason that benefits them more than it does us, everything will fail.
Well, T, you better go pick a coat there, sir. You got some dress up to do. But now, folks, something to keep in mind while these two gentlemen decide their sartorial displays. You know, we've had guns in this country for over 243 years. Actually, probably much longer than that. But as a legal country, we've had
Did I screw the
civilian
chatter?
gun ownership. Well, you know, it's been covering up my beautiful mug.
Well, let me fix that.
All right.
So that's just, there we go. Tony G, chicken. There we go.
Fat guy in a little
All right.
coat.
Now that's welcome one and all to the Big Buckin' Blues Brothers podcast. I am Elwood J. Blues, and here with my indomitable broadcast partners. I'll let you guys pick which one's Belushi and which one's Goodman.
I'll be Goodman.
Okay.
I've got the aviators on.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right.
Just like the Big Lebowski. I should have wore the yellows. Damn it.
Damn it.
All right.
So
Fucking everything up, Tony.
Sorry.
So, folks, we've had firearm ownership in this
Over the
country
line,
for
Smokey!
hundreds of years, and it's a meme I actually saw, which is pretty good. If you've had civilian gun ownership for this long, the only reason that the government would want to take weapons from you is because they would do something that you would want to defend yourself over. So, just something to keep in mind, folks. Now, like I've said many times now, you know, folks, always be peaceful, but always remember that peaceful noncompliance is also a perfectly valid form of civil disobedience. Now, you take that for what it is, but yes.
Tyler Williams voting Tony G in 2020.
Oh, that's a wasted vote, Tyler.
All
You
right.
need to go with Phil KOE.
No, let's not attack each other before the campaign even begins. I'm sure, regardless, we'll all find cabinet positions for each other.
This is what we're doing.
Yep, this is the high-minded content of the Dog and Chicken Show. Yep, that happened, folks. That just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Where did you find that?
So I actually found that at a liquor store. So
Oh, God, that's perfect.
It goes back. They made a Santa one too, but I thought that was even creepier. So this is
So
actually.
you opted for the naked boy.
Well, this is actually a historical statue. I think it's in Belgium.
I would say it does look familiar.
Yeah, it's a historical statue that's actually a fountain in Belgium, and it's all about beer drinking and whiskey and yeah. So it's still
No,
appropriate.
I really want one.
It's what I'm gonna get canceled for someday.
Okay, just watch Austin Powers, 2, I think it was?
They'll be like, "You were on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, weren't you?" Like,
God.
Now, Urasama raised an interesting point here, and he goes, yeah, the last time I want to give gun rights up to them is while they're calling half the country terrorists. So, yeah, we've got elements of our government calling half the country terrorists, and so that, again, it's kind of like what you and I were saying in the car earlier, Tony. It's that movie Incredibles.
Yep.
When everyone is special, that's just another way of saying no one is.
Yep.
When everybody is some hypercharged term, because you've noticed that they've got to have these terms that they hypercharge. Now, these terms are bad in their own, in and of themselves, but like they use terms like terrorist or you're some sort of fascist or whatever. And then they hypercharge these terms and then they attach them to somebody, and that's what's used to send the feral mob or to allow the law to bludgeon you because you have now been labeled one of the bad guys just because you happen to have a thought knocking around in your head.
It's not like this hasn't happened before. We've seen this happen over the last several decades. It's just it usually stops. Usually they go about 20 yards down the field and then it kind of halts and everybody's like, okay. Enough people have lost their jobs and a lot of shit's been ruined, and then it stops. But this is the weirdest part of this cycle is like Donald Trump was such an enigma that they are drink, by the way. Yeah. He was such an enigma and such a character to them that it angered them so much. They were like, fuck you, we're running 99 yards on your ass and we're not fucking stopping. And that's probably the scariest part because, yeah, you're right. Like, even, like, White.
Well, okay, hey, I just had the heebie-jeebies when you said that.
What, White?
Yeah, oh, dude, stop it.
I know, right? It's scary.
It is scary. Sorry to piss off Coca-Cola before they could be our sponsor.
Yeah, I'm sure they were getting around to that real soon. We got to really worry about...
the Coca-Cola thing was just
they weren't gonna like, sorry, T. Yeah, it's like, oh, damn it, we were going to advertise the dog and chicken show,
okay.
but...
we missed our chance.
You don't even know. I had RC lined up, and you just pissed any chance of that away, all right?
Well, I was the one who brought up Coke, so screw you.
Let's see, Tyler Williams said live drink.
Live from New York. It's Saturday
Brendan Roy in the house.
Can I just say, I think it's really nice of you. If everybody watches back to our live episode from last year, episode 50, it was like 102 degrees in Chicken's garage when we did
we were
that.
all sweating balls.
We were all sweating balls. I think it's really nice of him to find a way for us all to sweat together once again.
Yeah, we all just put on jackets.
Yep, we all put on jackets. And,
I have the fireplace burning over here. And
it was nice of you to get it up to at least 85 in here, so we'd know at least. Yeah, what that was nice of you.
Yeah, anybody that wants to watch like literal torture, go back and watch that.
Torture on whose end? You guys fucking made me try 12 fucking rye whiskeys. I was not prepared for that.
That was after the podcast.
Oh my god, yeah. We sweat for 2 hours, and then here, let's drink a bunch of grassroots rye whiskey, and let's just sweat that right out.
Yeah, we were already shit-faced when we started that, too. And
that was rough.
I don't know how we survived that.
I don't know, because we sweated out everything we drank during the show, for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm watching all these shows from last year, trying to make these best ofs, and I cannot wait to get to episode 50 because I can't remember a fucking thing from it.
Now, I must say, Tyler Williams, it's one of the few things that you've said correct in the comments this evening is that Tony just doesn't look right in a suit. You're right. Like, it's just too much of an imitation of the master of sartorial resplendency himself, Phil KOE. So I get it. But now, I understand, but always remember, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So
Thanks for cutting camera back. Made me look like a weirdo. I was trying to creep in on Phil's shot, and then all of a sudden
Well, that's why you looked like a weirdo. You're trying to creep in on Lord Phil's shot.
I happen to look amazing in a suit, and I'm sorry you wouldn't be able to keep your fucking hands off of me. So
look at me. I'm keeping my hands off of you.
Okay, yeah, but he's playing footsie with me, and I don't know how because there's a wall behind.
Oh, this is actually a Weller's keg, by the way. Did I mention?
Really?
Yeah, WL.
Score a 10 would be just fine, but I'd rather be dressed to the nine.
Is there anything in
it's
it?
A thing
December 21, 2009, WL Weller, Kentucky.
Wow. Where'd you find that?
Nothing suits
It was here.
me like a suit.
No shit.
I
What
bought
the
it.
fuck are you doing?
Singing Nothing Suits Me Like a Suit.
He's not paying attention to anything we're talking
Well, it's
about.
WL Wellers. That's nice.
Thanks for coming back.
Welcome to the show, Phil.
I was listening the whole time. I'm the one making this show truly showbiz. So,
Nobody has ever tuned in expecting show tunes to be sung during the show, but
well, Tony, that's
Half
why
that
I
margin.
offer
Nobody's
more
ever
and
tuning in
more
expecting half
and
of what we
more.
fucking talk
That's
about.
right.
Exactly,
fair.
and that's why they tune in, so they can get all the wacky things that happen here on the Dog and Chicken Show, thanks to your devilishly handsome outlaw, Phil
Three-
Kelly,
three
and Dog
sweating
and Chicken.
guys.
They're nice.
I'd do them,
Three
says
sweating
Brandon. So did you guys see the story? I guess we can shift topics. Did you guys see the story that there's several counties in Oregon State that are trying to secede from the state, and they want to become the greater Idaho area, and they want to join in with Idaho.
Parts of Oregon want to secede to Idaho?
Yeah, the rural Oregon counties that are far away from Portland.
What's the reasoning behind it?
Because of the liberal laws that they're passing statewide, and they don't even have like. I don't know what the state delegation looks like in Oregon, but it sounds like they have like little to no representation or a voice in the state government. So they're like, fuck it. Let's move Idaho's border beyond ours.
That's
then.
interesting because instead of adding like Puerto Rico to the 50 United States,
well, that's where I want to get to.
You could see the reshifting of the footprint of the 50 states we already have. That's actually
so Northern California is bringing back up. We talked about this last year, how California wanted to split into 3. Well, now that greater Idaho, like the very northern tip of California, wants to be a part of that.
Sure.
And then the other north part of California that's not happy with LA pretty much, they want to create their own state called Jefferson State. So you could have a conservative Jefferson State. You could have Idaho wouldn't gain any houses or any Senate seats. They might gain House seats because of population. And then Washington, D.C. gets 2 Democratic seats. Puerto Rico gets 2 Democratic seats.
That was my first thought. Would the DNC ever allow California to break up those 55 electoral
California
votes?
Could be their own country.
Yeah,
they're the
they
5th
could.
largest economy in the entire world,
but
right?
My God, that 55 electoral votes. Holy shit, that's so crucial.
Yeah, that's what keeps the Democrats competitive in national
Yeah.
elections. Now, so the likelihood of no matter, like, you could have 100% of the people in the area of Jefferson, you could have every single person vote, we want to create our own state, and it will not happen. California will send in the National fucking Guard before they will allow that to happen, because it's part of what allows them to hold their political power and a political stranglehold on the West Coast.
Yeah, that Western coast.
Now, Grow the Farm Up was talking about Bolshevik colas. That was pretty funny. The more you know.
Thanks, Bernadette.
Thank you.
But now this Idaho move, that's fascinating. That one at least has a snowball's chance in hell of happening, because the Jefferson, like I said, it doesn't matter how much the people of that area want it. 100% could want it.
Yeah.
It's not going
Thanks,
to happen.
Brandon.
That's just one of those interesting instances where it doesn't matter what the people actually want, though. If it doesn't further what the powers that be want, it ain't going to fucking happen no matter how much you want it. Now, this Idaho move, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of moving parts that you'd have to keep, that you'd have to consider. First of all, how much of the people of this area of Oregon want to actually move? Is it just like a 40%? Is it a 60%? Is it, because then you've got a whole 40% of people that still want to be part of Oregon. Then, do the people of Idaho even fucking want you? Like, that's do they even want you as part of their state? So if the people of Idaho
Well, the reason they're looking at Idaho and not Washington.
Because Washington's slightly less liberal than Oregon.
It would still have the shape of Biden's face looking down on Idaho, because Montana's not part of this. So,
But so that's the bigger question.
creepiest thing in the world, isn't it? Oh my god.
So that's the biggest question. Is there's a lot of moving parts there, but if it actually turns out that the people of Oregon want to become members of the state of Idaho, or that area of Oregon, I have no problem with it. If that's what they honestly want, people of Idaho have no problem with it, and it seems to be a marriage that actually works, then go for it.
It's weird to think about the footprint of the United States changing in such a drastic way. Like, obviously, that's not a region people think about, at least on our end, when they think about the United States footprint. But can you imagine, like, the panhandle of Nebraska being siphoned off and accumulated elsewhere? Can you imagine Florida panhandle?
The same thing's happening regionally across the country. There's actually counties in northern Colorado that want to secede and join Wyoming now.
Makes sense.
Texas wants to leave the union in general.
Well,
like,
yeah,
the state's borders have changed and been redrawn several times in the past.
But
so,
how long has it been?
Right. So what is it? An Article 5
not many
convention?
since World War II. There has not been any since the Second World War.
But it takes, so the state has to approve of it. The state adopting them has to approve of it. The U.S. federal government has to approve of it. Like, it's got a lot of steps involved before any of this shit would actually.
I mean, how long would it take in general just to do something like this?
I bet it would happen before you get a stimulus check.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. My God.
Well,
sorry, boys. But...
Or if there was like some obscure law that's like, okay, Biden's not allowed to bomb another country until this gets settled, then, late that night or early the next morning,
it'll
it would
happen.
Be settled. It would be
who
done.
Welcome
to Idaho now.
Strike them.
Yeah.
Well, okay. MSNBC.
Drink.
Yeah. Drink.
Really?
Yeah. This is one that some people like. A lot of lefties are like, you can't talk about this. That's super hyperbolic. Like, they wouldn't actually do that. But on MSNBC, one of the gals on there were going through this whole conversation of how scary Trump supporters are. And there's a whole bunch of data to back this up. There's studies to back this up that the left is super scared of Trump supporters. And somebody actually hinted at the possibility of, well, if it was somebody in another country, we'd treat them as a terrorist organization. We would just drone strike them. And I'm like, did she just say she wanted to drone strike American citizens that don't believe it with her political ideas?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's literally what she said.
Yeah.
She wants to kill Americans because they don't like your guy.
Yeah, folks, this is what happened when you let the left run roughshod over the institutions of power. It's happened a lot of times over the 20th century. We're suggesting re-educating people. We're it's getting
I can't
really
believe how
scary.
people don't accept the mirror images of the concept of re-educating MAGA voters with World War II happenings. Like, really?
I was about to say, don't.
I'm not going to say it.
But they're the fascists. I'm not the
Right.
fascist. They're the
Yeah.
fascists.
But I think this, so I'm right. And that's where we're at. It's so
If,
weird.
if you have to silence your opposing opinion because you don't have any way to counter it,
Maybe it's because your opinion sucks.
maybe you're the fascist.
That used to be the widely accepted way of looking at things, but unfortunately now, no, you just point and click, and that's who's the fascist. That's pretty much good with any hot button label you want to throw out there.
Yeah.
You're a dancing pixie.
I'm white, so that's enough to cancel me. Thanks, Andrew Sadman. What's up, brother?
I don't know. Can they hear this on the stream every time somebody likes the stream?
I don't know,
it
and
does
I don't know
this
why we
bling,
hear it.
bling,
I'm
bling.
still new to that whole thing. I think I can mute that somewhere, at least for us. I think they still hear it. It is kind of fucking annoying, isn't it?
No, like, share, subscribe for sure. But
Yes.
Just if you see us going, what the fuck was that? It's because it makes
it's
a noise.
Scrolling across the bottom, I got to figure out like where it is on the screen. No, appreciate the likes, but
Absolutely.
But yeah, like I was telling folks before the election, like, oh yeah, go ahead and vote for Joe Biden and see if your life improves. And yeah, folks, we're really seeing it. Yeah, now we're getting reporters on the left wondering, why aren't we drone striking people I disagree with? And we're getting to the point where people are wondering, should we be sending people to re-education camps? And hell, that was something, what was it, AOC?
Yeah.
That was talking about doing that. And
Yeah.
and then there's rounding up names of Trump supporters to, I'm sure, just to give them a Mayday basket later.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's like, so they can give them I'm sure that's just so that they can hand out coupons for foot rubs, right? I'm sure that won't be used.
It's like saying
in
the
any
snake
malicious
is
way.
more scared of you than you are of it.
Yeah.
that's what.
Yeah,
we're gonna go with.
that cobra is more afraid of
It's
you than you are
terrified
of it.
of me. That's why I need to, cut its head off with a shovel.
Hey, I think I figured out. So only on the recording now. Hopefully it doesn't pop up. So if you like the page, you don't have to hear that little annoying thing. It'll still show your name on there, and I appreciate you, and we'll be able to give you a big old thank you. But you don't have to hear that weird. I don't even know if they're hearing the weird sound.
I'm going to read Grow the Farm Up's comment here. The left has a long history of pushing the political pendulum way too far to the left, with so many good intentions and unintended consequences we all have to deal with for years after.
It's the unintended consequences.
The road to hell, the road to perdition is paved paved with good consequences. To quote V for Vendetta, sorry, lefties, I am not here for what you intended to do. I am here for the horror that you did and inflicted upon this world. So there's hundreds of millions of bodies that you can pile at the feet of socialism, Marxism, communism, and leftism in general. So I'm sorry, I'm not here for your good intentions. Like,
the one thing you said was vote for Joe Biden, see if your life improves. Well, here's the thing. Like, it's going to improve for some people, so you can't say that verbatim is not true for anyone, because like it or not, people are going to forget pretty quickly that Trump did do some things during the height of COVID that did improve their life.
Are you trying to say that some people did some things?
Some people did do some things.
I'm curious, whose life has improved under Joe Biden? Certainly not Syrians, certainly not Iraqis, certainly not people that need insulin, certainly not any of those people.
What you're not acknowledging is that some people are going to get these stimulus checks with Joe Biden's name on them this time, and not Donald Trump's.
We'll see.
And they'll completely forget all those stimulus packages that came through under Trump. They go, my God, Joe Biden gets it. He's here for us. He's here to help us through this hard time. My goodness, he's such a great president. Oh, we just love him so much. Can't wait to vote for him again in 4 years. You're lying to yourself if you think that, but I digress. Some people's lives will improve. You can't say nobody's life will improve. You can point to Syria, because no, their life wasn't going to improve.
Well, I'm asking,
I don't think the Syrians' life was going to improve.
Whose life has improved under Biden thus far? Like, all I can list for you is people that he's fucked over.
That's fine, but that's not everybody. There are people's...
But you can't point to anybody. We can point to nobody.
I can too. Watch me. Anybody in the Biden administration. Their life has exponentially gotten way fucking better.
That's not the American people.
Oh, they are American citizens, so you can't say nobody. Nope,
sure I can.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Those are people, and those people's lives are about to improve.
So Joe Biden has improved the elites' lives, the Mandarin bureaucrats in D.C. He ain't going to do shit to improve your life.
Joe, you beautiful bastard.
You in the audience, you're going to do a goddamn thing to help you.
You did it, Joe. You fucking did it.
He improved himself, and it's like that picture of a bunch of Joe Bidens holding Joe Biden up on their shoulder, and picture of all the people Joe Biden has lifted out of poverty.
Yeah.
And it's Joe Biden. That's it. And so, and a man who's never created a single job, a man who's never contributed a single tax dollar in anything productive in his entire adult life, now thinks he knows how to run the wealth of a nation, and he is going to run the wealth that will come into your households. He will decide how much you will be taxed. So
the funniest thing so far to me has been the fact that, like, 3 months before the election even happened, we saw I think it was the Simpsons meme where Bart says, oh, no more kids in cages. And Homer comes in, no more kids in cages on TV. Oh, boy.
Nope.
Even the Simpson memes fucking predict the future, because holy shit, did that not knock it out of the park.
Yeah, now it's, what is it?
Containers.
Facilities. With bars on the windows.
Yeah.
By the way, the windows have bars on them, so kids are still in cages under Joe Biden.
It's not a cage, Phil.
No. The one thing most people are missing on this, because I keep hearing this like argument, kids are cages. How about the fact that the Trump mandate that was in effect, I said that big guy's name. He had a mandate in place that was trying to help deport traffickers and child sex offenders faster, especially when they come across the border. So Joe Biden not only reinstituted kids in cages that Trump actually shut down, drink again, this was actually shut down by that administration. Now Biden reopened it and then made it less or made it harder to deport child sex traffickers and people trafficking children into the country. What the fuck is he doing? Does this make any sense at all?
No, because we're at the point where you can do the exact same thing as the person you're running against does. But you can say, I'm doing it differently, and the masses just go, yeah, just amazing. Amazing, bravo. You fucking
There's 80 million people right now going, yes, take my rights.
Well, 72 million.
Allegedly.
No. 72.
I'm trying to protect the show.
Yeah.
Well,
Usually Phil does,
I'm
too.
just saying. What?
It's
I'm not
saucy
saying
in
it.
person.
Okay, is this going to be the
I
hill
didn't
you
say
die on
anything.
podcasting
No,
of
I
what could
didn't
get us
say
canceled?
anything.
You'll be like,
I didn't say anything that you can actually action. I'm
Phil-
just saying
Phil-
there's 72 million people that support
All right,
Biden
folks
that
at
are
home?
applauding very much.
folks at home, Phil gets upset about everything. If we share our screen on anything, he's like, don't share your screen. We'll get kicked off. Like he gets all fucking freaked out and gets all boomery on it.
Oh, I'm just saying don't share other people's content because why would you want to spend a single second looking at anything other than this gorgeous
Jesus
mug?
fucking
Really?
Christ.
I mean, why would you, any single solitary second? Like, that's the real reason, chicken. There we go. Get the moneymaker on screen.
Hold on. We got to get our first one in. So, Phil, tell us one interesting fact.
I am the king of extreme.
That's not interesting.
It's resized. Damn it.
Oh, well,
We can still do it.
I'll let
Fucking.
There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Now they're all going to be the wrong size now. I changed the camera. I went from 1080 to 720 and then back to 1080, and so everything
piece
shrunk.
of shit.
I know, I am a piece
God.
of shit.
What an asshole.
Fucking Christ. I had this all planned out.
Chicken just like takes his coat off, throws it down. I don't want to do this anymore.
Fucking quit.
Yep. Well, thanks, guys. This was a fun dog and chicken show. See you for episode
All right.
79, maybe.
I'll keep talking. I've got
So
a captive
no,
audience.
Hey, get off the shot, Phil.
I'll see. I'll try to. So over here we have some Napogs. I'll get my microphone out of the way. There's 3 Napogs on the left side of the screen, or the ones closest to me. We have a Napog Castle 16, 14, and 12 year. We will be diving into tonight. So we started this show sober, folks. So this is going to get really interesting. Then we have Rabbit Hole Dairy Anger. I can't.
Derringer.
No, it's Darerenger.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Derringer.
It's two R-E-R. Anyway, and then Phil, tell us what you brought with, sir.
Well, I brought a couple of interesting little selections, folks. I brought Caribou Crossing. Definitely look for the review on that. And also, The Rock's Terramana Tequila. So we're going to see, yes, folks, it is a tequila made, distilled by The Rock. So you, folks, at home. Yes.
Oh my
there
God,
we
it's
go.
still
Get
doing
back
that.
on that gorgeous mug. Come on. So you, folks, will soon, if you get yourself a bottle of this, and we'll be reviewing it later tonight, you will actually be able to smell what The Rock is cooking. This is as close as you will get. They do have to actually bake the agave. So yes. So I brought some tequila, some very rare Canadian Crossing, and we've got all kinds of fun and frivolity.
We've already reviewed the Caribou Crossing, so make sure to
That's what I'm drinking
like,
at the
share,
moment.
subscribe to the KOE Nation because that will be dropping.
That one will be
soon.
dropping. All right, let's catch up on chats because I know we've missed quite a few. I see Lynn's in the chat. He's sorry, bro. I didn't give you the invite. Invite on next one, Lynn. I think March or April. I'm coming down. We got whiskey.
Of all varieties. In March, folks, definitely check out the KOE Nation because we are doing the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. This upcoming Friday, the Woodford line drops, and then all 16 will be decided.
Phil's been exposed. Somebody saw your man bun.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I tried to get my hair cut yesterday.
It's a Highlander pony.
Yes, I'm the Duncan MacLeod Highlander ponytail. Yeah.
The man bun of extreme.
I mean, now, granted, don't get me wrong. I get it. You're jealous of my gorgeous flowing locks of hair and its luxuriousness and how marvelous it is. I get it. You are just too jealous. I get it. But no, it's fine. It happens. But yes, there's I was actually trying to get my hair cut yesterday, and all the places I was calling, nope, we're booked. Nope, we're booked. Nope, fuck
Anybody
you.
in Nebraska knows there's one thing we lack. It's salons and haircut places.
Oh, God knows.
Yeah, we don't have any of those.
Yeah, but they all close at fucking 5 and 6 o'clock, and I didn't get off work until about
Samurai Phil.
Yes, I'm a new world samurai and a redneck nonetheless. Yes.
My sister's down there anyway, so with Lynn, so not like he could have done anything. She's asking what's up with the fucking jackets. Well, it started like I threw on a jacket just to fuck with Phil because he's always wearing a jacket, and I was gonna troll him, but then like me and Phil are sitting here wearing jackets, and then Tony's like, dude, like, why didn't you guys fucking tell me we were wearing fucking jackets tonight? So I went up and got Tony a jacket because I'm a cool guy.
As an aside, to all of my varying members of the audience, one thing that you need to realize when it comes to a suit coat, one of the most important accessories, which, while, like I said, imitation is the most important form of flattery, but they're lacking pocket squares, and so much of the ensemble comes from here. Now, where you guys are, there we go. Tony's just throwing I like Tony's idea. Now I'm gonna let Chicken. He's gonna. You know what? I like it. It.
You know, pocket squares
All
are
right.
for
Tony's-
amateurs.
I got Dalmore. He's got
You
Glen Murray.
just gotta have pocket scotch.
I gotta give you that. Like, that's a little more classy.
Right.
Just a pocket bottle of scotch.
Yeah.
If that was the case, Jura, that would be a good one. Now, that's Chicken's pour for this evening.
All right, hang on.
Now,
I'll
folks.
sample that here shortly because I have not tried that yet. Just cover
KOE
up the
wear-
Glen Murray.
I don't know. I mean, I'm having a hard time stretching my leg as far as it'll stretch in these jeans. He's asking if I'm wearing skinny jeans in the comments. And I was like, yeah, these are, I mean,
I'll be honest.
I can't utilize my full black belt level karate and
Phil,
gold
it's
sash
Saturday night.
kung fu movie.
I'll be
moves.
honest. On the way up here, it's a good thing Phil was driving because I could not take my eyes off Phil in those jeans. It was just like it's a good thing I was riding shotgun.
Oh, this is getting creepy.
It's a good thing that there's like a lot of, like, I've got one of those pickup trucks, Ford F-150, where there's a bunch of stuff between the driver and the passenger.
It's not a Ford Ranger?
No, it's not a Ford Ranger. It's a Ford F-150. Yeah,
Full
I know.
Ranger.
Yes. Yeah, like on my farm, it's all white Ford F-150s. So.
Ew, white.
God, why does everything
Why
have
not
to be
black
white with you?
F-150s, Phil? Jesus.
Because that reflects the hot sun heat rather than absorbs it.
Racist.
Do you not know what year it is?
It's 2021.
It's,
The Lord-
I was about to say, it's the year of our Lord 2000 in current year.
Yeah.
Don't you know it's the current year? How can you disagree with leftist ideas in the current year? So, yeah, that's...
All right, getting told to get naked by father-in-law. Nope, that's not happening.
Okay, that's a straight
You have
request.
to... No. You have to subscribe to my OnlyFans if you want to see
you have to
all
pay money
that
for that.
beauty.
I think-
You think you're going to get to see the glory that is Phil KOE for free?
Obviously,
No,
I
no,
drink
no, no.
enough of this Jura, I might get
So,
naked.
since we're all in person,
Please
I think this is
don't
probably
drink
the
any more
best
Jura.
night to launch our OnlyFans. We could get a lot of content ready to go for
So,
that.
okay, let's go back to the OnlyFans because we tried to do an annual Pornhub review, and
Yep.
I like Lynn's our certified porn expert, and last year's was
Certified.
certified,
Certified.
bona fide certified.
Hold up.
But so,
But you ain't bona fide.
but Pornhub did not come out with their best of.
I say I haven't seen shit.
I saw their best of COVID. I seen their best of Christmas, but they did not have a best of 2020, and I don't know why. So we might have to improvise and just use the data we got and throw a show together.
Okay.
But that will be the launch of the big Buckin Empire OnlyFans.
All right. I like it.
The dirtiest of the dirty and all post shows.
See, I think I like that better than
Should
doing
get
a
posted.
Patreon or
Oh, fuck Patreon.
yeah, no, Patreon just it's a pain in the ass to use anyway. For one,
It is.
You got to paste all the shit from YouTube anyway.
And you'll get canceled if you
Yeah.
say white.
Like Phil's white Ford.
Yeah.
pickups.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry. Jeez,
be
I
fair,
didn't even
those-
know. Of all the things that was going to get us canceled, me talking about the white pickup, like that, like, of all the things, like, literally, we've said a year's worth of offensive things, and
Yeah.
that's the one? Like, really?
You got to understand, folks. In the Midwest, white just hides the dust better.
It does.
No, it just sucks. Dust just sucks regardless in rural area. Don't matter what color
Yeah,
your
I'm
dick is.
actually wondering if Coca-Cola is going to get a class action lawsuit against them.
It's very
I just
possible.
want to know if they're going to go from the polar bear to a black bear from like California as their new spokesperson during Christmas.
You just don't like that bottle?
Well, it's just right in my way.
I was like, feels like something is covering my
It's
chest.
covering me up in the shot, and it had to go. Like, sheesh, are you kidding me, T? I mean, my good. There we go. There we go. Get the moneymaker on the screen. This is the reason the folks are here, to see the king of extreme.
Anyway, Tony, what's
break
up, man?
down
So
what's
I don't know,
going
I'm
on in our world today. You can't ignore me. This is too great.
It's a nice drive up here. I really thought it was going to be snowing
Phil's
today.
fucking bouncing back and forth.
Chick is like, God damn it, Philip.
Phil's going to have vertigo if you keep this up.
Oh, he ain't drunk yet, but god damn it, we're gonna mess him
I'm
up.
not drunk. I'm just drinking.
To be fair, like last weekend we did, I don't know how many whiskeys we fucking reviewed, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Like the last 1 or 2 reviews, we're going to have to watch those
Yeah,
before those
those-
get uploaded because they might not be usable.
I did have to do some editing on those because
Okay.
there was a few slurry words.
Yeah.
Literally.
Now, we were starting to review...
This is good whiskey, and I like it a lot, Phil. I like you too.
Oh, so I saw this guy who does TikTok videos. This is actually classic. You guys should think about doing this, where he like purposefully, like he does reviews of different beers, but you guys could make this work into your advantage of like after so long of certain whiskeys, like what it does to you. And this guy like was like, okay, reviewing a 12 pack of, I can't remember, it was like a Keystone or something like that. And he or no, it was Natty Light. And he goes, well, I'm like 4 in. I feel like I just took an Adderall. I'm cleaning a lot and I'm not drunk. It doesn't taste good, but I'm just kind of doing my thing. And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'm on like 7 or 8 right now. Feeling a little bit better. I quit cleaning because fuck that. And then all of a sudden he's on 12. He's like, this is pretty good beer. This is fucking short, guys. This is pretty good.
Well, actually, I was considering like, because with TikTok you get like up to a minute with a video. I was considering doing like 1 minute long beer reviews or like mixed drink reviews, since I got booted off of TikTok because I get booted off of fucking
Dude,
everything.
I send you all kinds of shit with your new account.
Here's the thing: I can't. It doesn't notify me now, and I cannot send messages. I can't send
Even on your new one?
Not on my new one because my phone number was attached to my old one, and I can't get it back.
I would share the big bucking one with you, but I have a feeling you'll get me canceled.
No, yeah, you don't want to
Yeah,
get canceled
yeah.
on TikTok because I'm so fucking controversial. That's why I said when I'm the non-coppa Tony fucking G, I goddamn meant it. All right, I am non-coppa friendly.
Is
and apparently
anybody
I'm not
watching the
TikTok
chat?
friendly.
I can't tell if it blew up or not.
I'm sure it probably did because we're awesome.
I'm
But no,
not-
my
I'm not watching
TikTok got
God, you
destroyed, and I had to start from scratch. And I'll be honest, I haven't even gotten on the damn thing since I've been so pissed off because I had some good videos.
I
on
seen
there.
Bernadette said live. We'll drink.
All right.
Thank you, Brady.
I'm sure we missed. Yeah, just kidding. We don't need the intro.
Well,
We're
how
back.
we doing, all you freak bitches? Now, yeah, we had ourselves a slight bit of a technical difficulty. I'll even get my fancy dancy earphones back on. What happened, folks, is now I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie Shin Godzilla, where he overheats with nuclear energy and he actually like freezes up for a few hours to the point where he can't actually move. What happened is my extremeness came through the bandwidth so much that it just froze up everything here at the chicken coop, and it was like Shin Godzilla just freezing. And yeah, I was just too extreme for the camera. The fact that Tony and Chicken were both trying to copy that Phil flair and style, it became too much for the cameras. It became too much for the internet providers. It became too much for the microphones. It became too much for you at home, to the point where our internet providers decided that to give you an unfiltered view of the great Phil KOE just going nuts at it without cutting you off might actually cause damage to your retinas, might cause damage to your hearing, might cause damage to your soul. If you were to get unfiltered, unadulterated, pure extremeness of Phil KOE.
Get it.
Oh shit! Well, I have to go back to Phil.
The more you know,
Actually,
folks.
it's kind of fitting that
It's
way
right
that
over my
pops
face.
up, and then his little head pops over his actual head. That was kind of perfect.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So I think what really happened is we started dogging on Twitch.
So they
The
fucking
second I
sabotaged
started
us.
dogging on Twitch, our stream went down with no rhyme or reason at all. Smoke coming from Phil's head. Yes, as always. Phil, will you stay out of my camera shot? It's my camera shot. No, I'm just
It's
kidding. I don't
mine.
fucking care.
Hang on.
You guys tried
bring
this
it over
Jura yet?
No, I'm about to.
Hit it
It's,
up.
I gotta
Yeah.
do my what the audience is coming here for. Since we had to interrupt, the audience needs some Farley. So, well, a lot of you are wondering, come on, Jack, how are we gonna get this podcast back on track? Because if we don't get on live so that the Dog and Chicken Show can see us, Tony, Chicken, and Phil will end up in a van down by the river. So we gotta make sure we can get back on live, folks.
Yes, we'll be on live probably for another 45 minutes, and then we're gonna settle down here and tear into all these goddamn bottles back here because we got a lot to do. Pour me a little bit more of that bad boy. This is the finest. This is some of my favorite.
This
shit.
is the one that Chicken raves about. This is the Jura Superstition. Specifically, this one. They have a standard, and this is their other offer. I think they've got a couple offerings, but this is the one that you
Yeah,
like.
they got a 7-wood. They got a 7-wood. I can't remember the other two. Do you remember? Phil?
Actually,
They've got a
hang
lot
on,
of different-
Hang on. I remember watching the Richard Patterson Dalmore video where he says you've got to take the bottle, you've got to press the cross for good luck. Was that what he said?
Here, I'll show you.
Thank you.
On this
Yeah, it's
cross,
like an old.
what you're supposed to do with Superstition is when the customer's buying it, you take your right hand, press it onto that cross, and you're
Shake
supposed
the
to
left.
shake the customer's
Yep.
hand, and that's supposed to bring them good luck, hence Superstition. Now, Jura, a lot of people know I am a huge fan of Richard Patterson and the Dalmore Distillery.
yes.
Jura is Richard Patterson's basically peated offerings, for lack of better terms. He is actually the master blender for Jura, and I believe, if he's not master distiller, he's basically the guy that the actual master distiller
Now,
listens
this
to.
is a lightly peated single malt. I'm not huge on peat, but lightly is fine. It says smoke and spice, and this is 43% and
the
everything nice.
spice covers up the peat, and it makes it wonderful, folks. This is one of my favorite scotches
A
of all
review
time.
of Jura is coming down the pike here,
This
folks.
does have a very...
I should have brought my Jura 10-year. I got a 10-year at home.
The nose is sexy.
I say this reminds me a lot of one of those that we reviewed, maybe the Carol Isla, which I actually really did like.
Jura's pretty close to Cal Isla,
Okay.
so I could see that.
Yeah,
Now,
because Scotland's so big to begin with.
well, Jura especially is tiny. It's an
Yeah.
island with 130 some odd people and 5,000 of oh god, what do they call it? It's a certain kind of stag that lives there. So there's 5,000 deer, wild deer that live there, 100 and some odd people. So
Yeah.
it's a
got
very
really nice nose.
Real quick, folks. So since we had our little snafu of going live, share this damn video. We lost over half of our viewership with that little weird snafu. It wasn't a button I pushed. It wasn't anything we did here other than talking
Piss off
shit on
Twitch.
Twitch. I don't even know if we're streaming to Twitch right now because when I reloaded it, it didn't give me the option to choose. So I see comments from Facebook and from YouTube, so I know we're on those two. If you're on Twitch, drop something in the comments so I know that we're live there. Otherwise, share the video so we can get folks back on here. In the meantime, got a couple of what other news topics should we go through in the next 45 minutes?
well, because we don't want to say a certain S word because it's a drinking word. There was a little bit of
stimulus?
no. God damn it!
All right.
There
Sorry.
was a touch of news that came from Syria. Yes, folks,
Wow.
Syria. You know, that corner of the world that we really need to dedicate a lot of blood and treasure to. Because as we all know, we are all on the verge of speaking Syrian. So we definitely need to invest ourselves in a foreign entanglement over there, certainly. And yes, Biden did an almost said it. Biden did an air
Strike?
Damn it! I was gonna go air hitty with the missile thing. He did an air hitty with the missile till they go quitty. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Wow.
Go down the wrong tube there?
Yep.
Oh, boy, that's bad when scotch goes down the wrong tube.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's the
never,
worst.
But so, folks.
You want to know what happens when scotch goes down the wrong tube? You get teary-eyed. I'm about to cry.
Yep. Now, actually, my father used to be a bartender, and that was scotch was one of his words that he marked as when it's time to cut somebody off. When they say, "Scotch." I'll take a scotch.
I'll take another scotch.
All right, this is your last one.
Can you pronounce the letter T?
Gosh. Yeah, now. So we've had a little tiny bit of a airstrike that happened in Syria.
Okay.
And folks, it took Joseph R. Biden all of 38 days to engage our nation
37.
in a brand. I was going to give him an extra one just to be nice, and to engage our nation in a brand new war. Now, that is one of the interesting things that good old Donald 45, I didn't say it, Donald 45 had managed to, the first president since Warren G. Harding, to not engage our nation in any new wars. And that is quite astounding when that shows you the power that the military-industrial complex has in our nation, that it takes somebody like Trump to not engage in a new war.
You said it.
Ah!
It's not like he didn't try, though. He did kill a general. Oh, yeah, that happened.
But what
Salami? General Salami?
What
yes,
further,
the salami of the
what
subway
further
guy.
engagements resulted from that?
0.
Luckily, none.
Yes,
Luckily.
none. How many more engagements are going to result from Biden's actions? A lot.
Hopefully none.
Hopefully, hope. That's a lot to hope.
And that's all we can do.
That's a lot to hope that a Democrat's not going to spread war. Like that's not.
Why?
Biden's
That's so
picking up
weird.
where the
20 years
neocons
ago, you
left
couldn't
off.
have said that sentence.
Exactly.
20 years ago, you could not have said the sentence
Yeah,
that
we
you
talked
just
about
said,
that on the way
but
up.
now it's so fucking
Clinton
true.
bombed a pill factory to distract from his impeachment.
Okay,
so,
the problem
that's
is-
Not to
it
mention what he
started
did
there.
in Waco.
It
but-
started there, but it's weird because we talked about this on the way up, and it was, how do we, the Republicans are just so pro-war. How do we can't battle this anymore. What do we do? Because we can't be anti-war. Be double war. Wait, no, that's crazy. No, we can't do. Yes, we can. We can do anything we fucking want. Let's go to war twice as much. Let's be even more pro-war. They'll never fucking see it coming. And that's where we're at now.
It's like Obama was, and we kind of have to talk about the last 3 presidents now because we have to compare them, unfortunately. But I kind of make the joke that, okay, to any Democrats or Biden voters, can you articulate why this strike in Syria is any benefit to us or something that we should support? And extra credit if your answer doesn't actually have the word Trump in it. 2 drinks.
yeah.
And thus far, I haven't really gotten one. So, yes, this is a bad thing. We're heading into another war, folks. And now, Tony, what you're saying is it used to be the other way around. I don't know. Even Bill Clinton got us involved in new foreign engagements throughout the world.
We were youngins during his first.
We were young and dumb as a
presidency,
nation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think it's more than. Is it fair to say that was kind of the starting point of the shift of power towards war hawking amongst the 2 parties? I mean, you can point to different examples, and it's going to be a different culture no matter which presidency you look at.
I would say, honestly, the beginning of that was sort of the Nixon era, where the idea that, Richard Nixon actually campaigned on, I will bring us home with peace with dignity. And that was his, and that was where, well, if you vote that side, obviously, you hate the war machine or you love the war machine. And to me, now, I get what you're saying there with Clinton, but to me, I would actually put that closer to the Nixon LBJ era, but that's just my personal analysis of history. But as we stand now, we have had this interesting thing, because yes, during the early 2000s, the Republicans didn't see a war they didn't like. They had never seen one. John McCain was a great example of this.
Yeah, we had a stretch there where we could do no wrong because we had been so wronged ourselves that we had a grace period where, okay, now you've got our support. You've got this one coming to you. We can't really say, hey, don't do that because You're owed that. But once we got past that, it was kind of business as usual to where, no, fuck that. We don't want war. Nobody likes war. We hate war. Well, unless you have an agenda. And now everybody's got an agenda. So I just remember, like, the Soleimani thing. Like, people were like, no, he shouldn't have fucking done that. Well, he was a bad guy. I mean, anybody sitting here thinking he was a good guy?
Like, okay, so when the Soleimani thing, like, the only people that were saying that was a bad thing were people that were anti-Trump drink.
Right.
Absolutely. But now what you're saying is everybody that was against bombing Syria in general or doing anything in Syria went against the same orange man back in 2017, tweeted like crazy. Jen Psaki,
We'll circle back.
Life comes at you quick, doesn't it, Jen?
Circle back, girl. It circled back on her ass in tweets. It came back to several different people.
Socialist media does.
And then the second Biden does it, all of a sudden, like, well, it's Syria, and Assad's a bad dude.
Yeah,
you know,
that's kind of what
he's like corn pop.
Exactly.
He's a bad dude.
Exactly, and that's the immediate response I'm seeing from people on the complete other side of this, from where we were just a year ago. Is no, well, you can justify
it's the hypocrisy. This is the thing we've been talking about for months.
Fucking hypocrisy. That's what bothers me the most. That's why I'm always so fucking negative about these things, because I'm like, I just saw this the other way not a year ago, and it drives me fucking nuts.
I loved your
I
loved your Facebook post of, like, it's 34 days into Joe Biden's presidency, and he has not yet once denounced white supremacy.
Then Tom immediately jumped up. Well, yeah, he did. I'm like, those don't fucking count. Those don't count, Tom.
The fact that Tom would fucking do that is fucking great. It's classic.
It was perfect. It was too perfect. Thank you.
Now, here's the problem when it comes to Syria that we do need to keep in mind is what is to actually be gained. Here's the fascinating thing. Here's the fascinating thing about this.
Isn't this about the gas line, the natural gas line?
Hang on. Well, the fact that we are speculating about what it's about is the whole point.
Yeah.
Nobody in our government has given us a value proposition as to why we should care about this, why we need to put our blood and treasure into a nation that has been in a civil war for 15 fucking years. What are we supposed to do there? Bomb their piles of rubble into slightly smaller piles of rubble? There's nothing left to fucking accomplish. We're fighting over one of the stretches of the Middle East with hardly any oil under it. Nobody has even articulated why we need to be there. The fact that nobody has even done that to you, that should show you that this has nothing to do with your interests, your safety, or anything. We're not on the fucking urge of speaking fucking Syrian.
No, and with
this motherfucker's spitting.
No, with Iraq, you at least had the boogeyman of, well, we're only really there to take their oil. You don't got that in this case. There's nothing there that would interest us long term. I don't get it, and exactly that's what. But that's the thing. People are using the boogeyman of ISIS. No, the ISIS is going to come back.
Are you telling me to look?
No, it says.
We're trying to keep the EU together and prop them up, and we're gonna protect the EU and allow them to I don't know, really just be big brother to the Middle East.
So it's like the space race: who can get to the moon first? Who can be the one to stake claim to it the most?
Possibly. We just had a weird video lag pop up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just got Phil's chat.
Very strange happening. I don't know.
Phil. So we got buffering issues.
Yeah.
As long as you can hear us, I guess.
I don't think they can. This is what they're getting on the other side.
Weak.
If you can hear us, if anybody in the chat can hear us at the moment, could you give us a 1 or a 2, or just type something in the comments to let us know that you are still with us in this beautiful show, folks? Just anything at all, just so the King of Extreme knows. Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back on YouTube.
We're back. Okay.
We're back. Back in black!
All right. Well, before this fucking thing drops off
every time
again.
we get controversial.
Yeah, every time we get controversial, it is kind of fun. Before this thing drops off again and we completely lose it, let's start wrapping up a couple of things because we have a lot to do here, folks, tonight. We will have more content. We're going to keep talking on here. We'll drop some videos later on. We got liquor reviews. I guarantee we're going to sit here and bullshit about other topics that we didn't get to because, God damn it, whatever reason, even a badass internet connection doesn't always work.
Thank you for the ones, folks. Thank you for letting us all know, all you beautiful people. So, well, Chicken?
Wow.
Let's. Yeah.
Well, folks, you know, because we've had some interesting difficulties, but you've still persevered through all of it, I must thank you. But as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this very special dog and chicken show here at the Big Buckin' Empire Chicken Coop Invasion. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, folks. Thank you for joining us in this momentous occasion. Chicken, thank you for hosting us here this evening. This has been quite the evening. We have had we've talked about quite a bit of stuff. We didn't get quite as contentious as we had hoped because apparently the Iowa Illuminati does not want the truth of Phil KOE to get out to all of you beautiful people. But please give us a like, a share, and a subscribe and yes, Tony, he's trying to get into the shot just to make sure that the Iowa Illuminati does not stop it. There we go. But folks, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme. Check me out at KOE Nation on YouTube. Also check me, Tony, and Chicken out over at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast so you can see all of our fun and frivolity as we head in to WrestleMania. And you need to be there for that. Also, subscribe to Grip Paranormal. There is some stuff coming down the pike for that, folks. There is some more ghost hunts, some more investigations, some more forensic looking into quite a bit of stuff.
March 12th, folks.
It's all sooner than you think, folks. It's all coming down the pike here. But as I have said previously, I am the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, Phil KOE, the king of the extreme, the conqueror of the ethereal, and the emperor of the Big Buckin' Empire. I claimed it first. And I hand it off to my indomitable broadcast partners.
Whoa.
Yeah!
No, he can't do that. Okay, I don't think that's how that works, Phil.
No, I don't know.
No,
Hold
like
on.
claiming a car seat when you're a little kid and you're sitting there. No, I get the front seat. Like
This guy.
I thought that was the
Can
rules.
you believe this motherfucker?
Believe this, motherfucker.
Can you
I
believe
can't.
this motherfucker?
I can't.
We make him a lord, and he pulls this shit?
Oh, no.
You believe
On
this
us.
motherfucker?
Well, Chicken, I guess, you're just going to have to challenge me for a poker game at Castle KOE for the true emperorship of
Wow.
the Big Buckin' Empire. So, folks,
How about you sign
the
in,
challenge
sir?
has been thrown down.
That's all he's got to do is try to sign into the account, and that proves who the emperor is.
So,
Feels
folks,
like, what's the username?
what's this username that it
It's like
says?
the Mandarin and Iron Man.
What's a password? A password?
Password?
So, folks, I am signing off and handing it off to these two incredible, indomitable broadcast partners. Tony, Chicken, take it away.
All right, so we're good now.
Yeah, we're cutting out half hour early, unfortunately. It was whatever connection issues we're having. Don't want that to go on throughout the show. It looked like Facebook was fine, but we lost everybody on YouTube.
Weird.
And Facebook's chatting fine, YouTube not much. So I don't know what the problem is. We're gonna have to go back and look at it. But anyway, we'll circle back.
We're circling back to that because I feel like
Circle back.
circling back is it's really the cornerstone. It's an excellent thing to say, Chicken, and I'm glad you said it. I hope you bring it up again because it's really the cornerstone of
I will, baby.
comments, and we appreciate those things. What am I doing up here? No,
Biden sniffed your neck, and then you got her job. So
yeah, that stuff happened. She's terrible. I don't care. Whatever. Anyway, no.
KOE Nation on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes, of course. No, we had a lot of fun here.
you feel like we're dealing with a child sometimes.
Every time.
Okay,
Almost every time.
just checking.
I am louder than you, therefore I'm the most important.
I will always be young at heart. What can I say?
No, good times, but yeah, we had to duck out and figure out the connectivity problems. But yes, we have a lot of content to record for you tonight for sure. We've got a lot of stuff coming down the pike at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. A few pay-per-views before WrestleMania, and that's coming up as quick as you can think. Grip Paranormal, check that out. March 12th, Edinburgh Manor, here in Iowa, ironically. And yes, of course, the Dog and Chicken Show, the Big Buckin' Empire, all the good stuff. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you get the notifications. And, of course, join us once again for Thirsty Thursdays this coming Thursday for episode 79 with hopefully much less internet problematic things.
I agree. Yes. I concur. We'll circle back to that one too. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Sorry about the issues. This is first time using this setup in the software. For the most part, it worked.
Yeah, I think we fit a lot into an hour and a half.
It worked perfectly, except for the parts that it didn't work at all.
Exactly.
So,
So we'll keep working on this. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We had a lot of good chats, a lot of good viewership, as always. And then big shout out, Yanked Up Podcast, part of Big Buckin' Empire. Now you can find them on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page.
Before we go, also big shout out to Dads Worldwide. They're great.
I was getting
great
there.
Commenters. Also, Grow the Farm Up. Check them out.
All right.
Growing that farm up.
All right. Well, I'm going to circle back to...
Yeah, circle back.
Oh, and Tom Ford.
I'm getting circled back. Or wait, no. I'm gonna circle back.
I'm gonna circle back.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Again, yes, Dads Worldwide. I have a show dropping on Dads Worldwide. I sat down with Brendan for like an hour and a half. Me and him had a good chat. I tried not to, like. I think this is his first. You're definitely not the right guy.
Oh,
for that.
I am the guy for it. Forget the right guy. I am the guy. So there's no one better for political analysis anywhere ever.
Well, if you want to talk poopy diapers, I'm your guy, because I'm still changing those motherfuckers. So
Yeah.
I'm all about the poopy diapers, Brandon.
Anyway, so appreciate Dads Worldwide. Check out Yanked Up Podcast. Check out, and if you're interested in joining the Big Buckin' Empire and you have a show of your own, or you know somebody who has a show of their own, would like to join the Empire, send them our way, and we can have a chat about that. In the meantime, as always, folks, we say farewell